Welcome back to episode 5, where we're talking about creating your ideal schedule. Now, this is interactive. So, I will tell you about the supplies you'll need, and then we'll do mindfulness, and then I encourage you to pause the video to get what you need. So, if you are a paper person, then you will need 3 sheets of paper. If you're a planner person, look at this humongous planner, y'all. Get your planner. If you are a device person and you put your schedule in your phone, have your phone available. Or if you're a computer person, pull up your computer and pull up some sort of word processing program, Word, Google Docs. I have a MacBook, and one program that I really love is Craft. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do our mindfulness. Let's close our eyes, plant our feet on the ground or floor, roll our shoulders back. We're going to do a deep inhale and exhale 2 times, and we'll just do that at our own pace, and we're not counting. And of course, our intention for this episode is to be as present as capacity. Let us inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's open our eyes. And also, let me check in. How are you? What's new? Please drop it in the comments. All right, let's talk about our schedule. So get your supplies. And also, if you are like me, if you have any markers or any highlighters, please get those as well. Even if you don't, if you have a pen and a pencil, that will work too. So I will give you a moment for you to pause the video to go ahead and get that. All right, welcome back. So, when we're thinking about creating our ideal schedule, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 1 sheet of paper or your notes app or whatever device you're using, and you're going to do a free write. And we're going to free write for 1 minute. So actually, we will be using a timer for 1 minute. Let me set up my timer for 1 minute. And what we're free writing, when we're thinking about our schedule, you are free writing all of the major tasks that you have for a week. So that is, and we're doing like sweeping things, broad things. So it's going to class, it's maybe social outings, it's going to work, study, like those big tasks, cleaning, washing clothes, rest, hanging out with friends, going to meetings for organizations, if you're in a sport, going to practice, just all of those major tasks you have. And these are reoccurring tasks, not one-off, things that you have to do pretty much every week throughout the semester. So let me give you 1 minute, and I will do the same. So let's see, what am I doing? Is And we're down to our last couple of seconds. Finish that last thought. Okay. Now what we're going to do with your list, so I will share my list, and even though I can't quite talk back to you, you can talk back to the episode. I don't mind. So here are my major things that I do regularly. So at work, I'm writing my dissertation. I'm researching different sources for my dissertation. I'm revising and editing my dissertation, which is different than the writing piece. Because in my revision, I'm revising based on my advisor's feedback. I cook, clean, I do yoga. I like to get fresh air. I talk to my friends and family regularly. Rest, of course. I love creating content. And then I love socials. I love socials. So that is my schedule. Those are my task, my regular task. If I had more time, I would write more of them. The next thing that we're going to do with the same list is write down the frequency by which we have to do those tasks. And I will give you an example, and then I'll give us 1 minute to do that. So work for me is every day, 5 days a week. So this is something that I would say, in terms of frequency, I would write every weekday. Versus, like, for me going to yoga, I usually go to yoga weekly. So I'm going to give you a minute to go through your list and write the frequency. Is it daily? Is it daily, like Monday through Friday? Is it weekday, week daily, if you will? Is it weekly? Is it bi-weekly? Is it monthly? Just the frequency. So let me give us a minute to do that. Alrighty. So I will again go over this for you. Um, so work, I said every weekday. I write my dissertation pretty much every other day. And also, when we're thinking about a frequency, we want to be as authentic and realistic as possible. So, research, I am an avid researcher, so I do research daily, whether it's for my dissertation or just in general. I'm revising pretty much every other day that I'm not writing. So, I usually write different chapters and pages, send it to my advisor, and then he gives me feedback, and then the next day I respond to the feedback. Cooking, I try to cook daily, but sometimes it's every other day where I will cook meals, kind of quasi meal prep, but kind of, but not really. So I may cook a meal for a couple days, but not like a full week. Cleaning, I generally clean weekly, which is like my bathroom, my living areas, my room, those kinds of things. I like to go to yoga weekly. But then I also do personal yoga and meditation at least every other day. Getting fresh air, which is just going outside. I like to do that daily. Talking to my friends and family. I like to do that daily. As a social person, I talk to a lot of people daily. Rest daily. Content, I try to do that weekly, whether it's working on an idea, whether it's conceptualizing things, filming things, editing. I like to do something with my content weekly, really a couple times a week if I'm being quite honest with the ideal version of that. And then socials, I love socials, so daily. All right. The next thing that we're going to do, I'm a color coding person. So if you have different colors, if you have like highlighters, please get them out, or you can just write the colors that you want to use. So I like orange, blue, pink, purple, green, yellow. Oh, here's the other green. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your schedule and you're going to color code it. I promise you this is all going to make sense. So, for me, I like to color coordinate based on certain things. For example, work, green. Making money, green. So, here's my list. I just highlight this green. Let's see, what do I have on my notes? Anything that is school related, I do orange because it makes me feel vibrant. So like writing my dissertation, research, revising, orange. Then purple is for anything that like feeds my soul socially, or like things where I interact with folks. So to me, that is purple with talking to my friends and family, or any outings that I go to. I don't go out as much right now because of my dissertation. Next, I have let's do pink for cooking and cleaning. No rhyme or reason for why I have that color. I just like it. So, cooking, cleaning, pink. Getting fresh air because it's outside. I'm going to do a light green. These are things that I say were part of my wellness. So we're going to do fresh air, rest, and yoga. Let me make sure. And then my socials and my YouTube content, yellow. So I love a good coordination. Color coding. So what does this mean? This will relate to our planner. So we have this, we'll put that to the side where it's still in, still where we can see it. And now, if you have your planner, please get out your planner, or if you use a notes app, or if you just want to make a calendar by hand, you're more than welcome to do that, and we'll do that, as a matter of fact. For example, we will do November. Now, my drawing skills aren't the greatest, but that is okay. And please know that part of what seems like me being self-deprecating is not literally me being self-deprecating, but it is to let you know that you do not have to be Picasso when you're doing this. Again, we are showing up the best we can, and no one is asking or should be asking for perfection. This is the outline for my calendar, and I'm actually going to use my planner as an example. All right, so I'm going to have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. November 1st starts on Friday. Okay. We have here, and then we're going to do, I usually like to start my week on a Sunday, but you can start yours on a Monday if you choose. Just going to write the days of the week. And we're not going to actually go through all of it, but you can just complete this. I invite you to complete this, pause the video, and pause the episode and complete this. But fill out the days of the week, or if you have your planner. How does this relate to this task list? Think about these tasks and then write them on your planner. So think about the days of the week that you want to do things. For example, like I shared, I work Monday through Friday. So on my planner, I'm going to have, hold on, work. That makes me think about something. Work. Okay. Work. Hopefully you can see that. And then we're going to have the dark green. This way, when you're looking at your schedule at a glance, you can see all the tasks you have to do. So the next thing is like my schoolwork, writing, research, and revising. Well, generally I don't like to do that on the same day. So this also works for you. So if you have class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I encourage you to prep Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Even though you may want to complete your work the same day, when we're thinking about retention, it's probably good to, wait till the next day and then complete your work so that you can be prepared for the next class. The other thing I encourage students to do too is begin to assess your capacity for things. So this also relates to how you might be feeling. Remember in another video, another episode, where I talked about if you have multiple bad days. So one thing that I got from my little cousins, if you remember a long time ago, or if you have any little ones in your life, you know that they have different like behavior categories, if you will, where you have like a smiley face, a sad face, a straight face, or you have like color coded, like green is great, blue is red is you're gonna get a phone call. So even with that, I encourage you to start tracking your mood. So at the end of the day, you can, and I usually do three symbols. So we have a smiley face, we have the flat straight face, and then we have the sad face. I encourage you at the end of each day, write down your mood so that you can track it. So then you will complete your schedule by filling it out and color coding it so that you can know the landscape of what's happening. Now the last thing that we want to do is, after you've completed the things that you're doing weekly, then you want to put in the big assignment due dates. So if you know when your papers are due, if you know when your exams are, I encourage you to also add that to your calendar so that you can see the full picture. Because what is all of this doing? This is creating your routine. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm one of those people that thrives on routine. And the best way to have a routine is to write it out. The last thing I'll say before we end this episode is be open to change. You might realize that as the sun comes out later and later, or as the sun retreats earlier and earlier, actually that's a better way, with daylight savings, I'm taping this in October, when the sun is out less, you might find that your capacity is not the same as it was in the summer. Again, it's no judgment, we're just noticing things. And so you notice these things. And when you're noticing these things, you may realize that you have the capacity to do fewer tasks. So that means that you will have to spread out your task that may have taken you 1 day over 2 days. It's totally fine. But you just want to be aware so that it doesn't catch you off guard. Okay, I've said a lot, and I will leave you with this. In a galaxy of learners, Boosie teaches life's way. I'll see you in the next episode.